The significance of aircraft in war cannot be overstated, especially when it comes to these remarkable warplanes. They achieved incredible feats and altered the course of wars. They spied, fought, saved lives, and earned the support of millions of people. In this video, we've gathered the most extraordinary planes, so subscribe to our channel and let's get started. U-2 spy plane. The U-2 is a single-seat high-altitude jet aircraft flown by the U.S. for intelligence gathering, surveillance, and reconnaissance. Perhaps the most famous spy plane ever built, the U-2, also known as the Dragon Lady, has been in service since 1956. On May 1, 1960, a U-2 was shot down over the Soviet Union, precipitating the U-2 affair. And in 1962, during the Cuban Missile Crisis, a U-2 took photographs that confirmed the presence of Soviet nuclear-armed missiles in Cuba. Strategic intelligence gathering missions have continued, but the U-2 also has been used for battlefield reconnaissance and surveillance in numerous conflicts where the U.S. has been engaged since the Vietnam War in the 1960s. Hawker Hurricane. The Hurricane was a British single-seat fighter aircraft in the 1930s and 40s. It was numerically the most important British fighter during the critical early stages of World War II, sharing victory laurels with the Supermarine Spitfire in the Battle of Britain and the defense of Malta. The Hurricane fighter plane was created by Sidney Cam, the lead designer at Hawker, as a response to the Air Ministry's request in March 1935 for a powerful fighter with 8 wing-mounted machine guns. It was powered by a 1,200 horsepower Rolls-Royce engine called the Merlin. The Hurricane was based on earlier Cam designs like the Fury biplane fighter and featured a low-wing design with retractable landing gear. While it had a traditional look with fabric covering its wings and tail surfaces, the wings later switched to aluminum. B52 Strato Fortress. It's a U.S. long-range heavy bomber. Though originally intended to be an atomic bomb carrier capable of reaching the Soviet Union, it has proved adaptable to a number of missions. The B-52 is powered by 8 jet engines mounted under the wings in 4 twin pods. The plane's maximum speed at 55,000 feet is 595 miles per hour. It originally carried a crew of 6, its sole defensive armament being a remotely controlled gun turret in the tail. In 1991, the gun was eliminated, and the crew was reduced to 5. The huge airframe of the B-52 earned it the nickname Big Ugly Fat Fellow, Buff, but it also allowed the plane to be retrofitted with highly sophisticated navigational, weapons control, and electronic countermeasure systems. More than 70 B-52s remain in service in the U.S. Air Force. Dassault Breguet Mirage. Mirage is the name for any member of a family of combat aircraft produced by the Dassault Breguet aeronautics firm of France. These relatively inexpensive, simple, durable aircraft were adopted by many of the world's smaller air forces from the 1960s. The first Mirage aircraft was the single-engine delta-wing Mirage Tree. During the 1960s, it was the basic air superiority fighter of the Israeli Air Force, and it performed spectacularly in the Six-Day War of 1967. Other countries whose air forces adopted the Mirage Tree included Brazil, Lebanon, South Africa, Argentina, Pakistan, Spain, Australia, and Switzerland. F16 Fighting Falcon. The F-16, also known as the Fighting Falcon, is a single-seat, single-engine jet fighter made by General Dynamics Corporation, now part of Lockheed Martin. It was initially ordered in 1972 as a lightweight and cost-effective air-to-air fighter. Over time, it evolved to become an all-weather aircraft suitable for ground attacks. The F-16 is powered by a single Pratt & Whitney or General Electric turbofan engine, capable of producing 23,000 to 29,000 pounds of thrust, with afterburning enabling the aircraft to reach speeds over twice the speed of sound. It's equipped with a 0.8-inch rotary cannon and can carry various bombs and missiles under its wings and fuselage. The F-16 has been highly effective in the Israeli-Syrian conflict of 1982 and the Persian Gulf War of 1990-91. It's in great demand internationally, with over 20 countries currently operating this fighter jet. MiG-21 Fighter. The MiG-21, developed by a Soviet Aerospace Design Bureau, is a lightweight single-engine interceptor introduced in 1955. The basic version, in service since 1958, was a cost-effective and highly maneuverable day fighter. It was easy to maintain and could operate from basic airfields. Over 9,000 MiG-21s were produced in various versions, used by the Soviet Union, over 40 other countries, and a licensed production in China. It played a key role as the primary high-altitude interceptor for North Vietnam and was the mainstay of Arab air forces during the 1970s. Now, Russia uses it during its invasion of Ukraine. BF109 Fighter. The BF109, also known as the Mi-109, was Nazi Germany's most important fighter aircraft during World War II. It got its name from its designer, Willy Messerschmitt. The BF109B, armed with 4 machine guns, entered service in 1937 and was tested in the Spanish Civil War, where it successfully fought against Soviet planes. Later, it was upgraded to the BF109E, armed with 2 cannons and 2 machine guns. This version, used from the invasion of Poland in 1939 through the Battle of Britain, had a top speed of 350 miles per hour and could reach altitudes of 36,000 feet. While it was superior to Allied aircraft at low and medium altitudes, it was outperformed by the British Spitfire at higher altitudes. P51 Mustang. The P51, also known as the Mustang, is a single-seat fighter aircraft initially made for the British Royal Air Force (RAF) and later used by the U.S. Army Air Forces (USAAF) during World War II. It's considered one of the best piston-engined fighters of the war. Approximately 1,500 Merlin-powered Mustangs were used by the RAF for daylight duties over Europe, and the plane was produced under license in Australia toward the end of the war. A few were delivered to nationalist China. The most produced version was the P51D, featuring a clear bubble canopy for better visibility. It could reach speeds of about 440 miles per hour, fly up to nearly 42,000 feet, and was armed with 6 wing-mounted 0.5-inch machine guns. A10 Thunderbolt II. The Fairchild Republic A10A Thunderbolt II, a 2-seat twin-engine aircraft, took its first flight in 1972 and became the primary close-support attack aircraft for the U.S. Air Force in the mid-1970s. Its main weapon is a powerful, nose-mounted 1.2-inch 30mm cannon, highly effective against tanks. It has been used in various conflicts, including the Persian Gulf War, the Iraq War, the Afghanistan War, and the fight against ISIL. That's all for today. Which warplane you consider the most and the least significant? Share your opinion in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching. See you soon.